Hey everybody, it's Rick Miller with Pro 356 Consulting. Welcome to May. I don't know about you, but I'm excited because I know some of you are going to get your companies back into business, and some of you are still planning on how you. What I put together today is something I wanted to share with you that I've been talking to a number of companies about, and it's really come down to how can we help not only get back in business with our customers, getting back in the slot, but also with our team. So what I want to do is share with you some thoughts that I've found that may be useful for you and see if they are. Hope so. And with that, let's just dive right in. One of the things that I want to start with is where were we before this whole COVID-19 started? I don't know about you, but most of the companies that I've worked with and the people I talked to back in January, man, they were filled with confidence. Their forecast, everybody was expecting this year to be great. Most employee teams were really improving, looking forward to a great year. And I know customer confidence, when you look at the indexes, was way up. Well, welcome to May. Here we are. And I don't know about you, but I'm still uncertain about what the forecast is going to hold in terms of, is it a V-shaped, U-shaped, no-shaped recovery? I don't know. I know my employee morale, based on my own personal experience and working with a lot of individuals and companies so far this spring, there's been a hit. And I don't think we fully appreciated it, but I know I'm different, and I think your employee and your teams are too. And the customers I talk to, as much as they're excited to get back in business, there's a little nervousness and there's a little holding on to cash right now. So I'm not sure exactly where we are. Here's the part that really gets me. Our experts don't even know what the future is going to hold. This chart shows you Wells Fargo's forecast, and they've been doing this for 30 years. They're showing you what they do every month. They forecast a lot of different metrics. This one is their national unemployment rate. You can see in January and February, not much change. They knew what they were doing. Shouldn't be much change month to month. But look at March. And more importantly, look at April. Look at the change from March to April. They don't know what's changing because those numbers change way too much for 1 month. So my view is that we're still in pretty uncertain times. Now, here's the part that I've been wondering about. And I know that back in January, most of your employees were somewhere up these scales, whether it's Patrick Lencioni's functions of a team or Frederick Maslow's hierarchy of needs. Now, since then, from what I've seen and what I've experienced talking to folks, most people have slid back down. There's a certain uncertainty about where your employees, how they feel about their future, because they don't know what's coming. They don't know where they stand, and they don't know what's going to happen in the marketplace. And of course, naturally, our first focus is going to be on customers, because without customers, you don't need employees, right? Well, here's the point. Who's going to serve those customers? And if your customers are going to have different needs, which I think a lot of us have and will have, yourself included, then what are we going to do about our team when we focus on them? Because I think my inclination would be to look at my customers without thinking about my team. And I'm not sure that's the best way to go. So here's what I've been talking to companies about I wanted to share with you today, and that is reboarding your employees using some tools that I found have been very useful. I've been using Clifton Strength Finders for years now. After I got certified in Gallup's employee engagement course, and I found that when you put those two together along with something that I've recently added, and that is certification in the Fogg behavioral model, something called Tiny Habits, and we'll cover that, that I think all three of these are going to be incredibly useful right now to help you reboard those employees so that you can be agile in meeting those customer needs. Because as Dr. BJ Fogg always says, people change best by feeling good. So I want to show you how we might use these to help you in your reboarding this month. Clifton Strength Finders, all the white papers, all the studies, everything that's been done on this shows that when you keep people, your employees, your team in their strength zone, they are easier to manage and the results are just kind of like a no-brainer. So I have found the best part about Clifton Strength Finders is they're $20 to find out what each of your employees, your team's strengths are, so that as you're trying to retool and realign your team, you've got the ability to know where to put whom. Now, Gallops Q12, they've been doing this for 25 years, 20 plus million surveys, and what they've found is there are 12 questions that they can't get rid of because they all show direct correlation to improvement in engagement, morale, productivity, turnover. And out of those 12, I think there's three that need focusing on. The first one, which is their basic one, you would think in January wasn't a big deal, but right now, what do my employees do? I know what I need to do at work. The third one, at work, I get the opportunity to do what I do best every day. And of course, that's always a challenge, but maybe it's not the same now than it was in January. And this is one that I have rarely found anybody who consistently does it, yet it's incredibly important. And that is in the last 7 days, I've received a write up. And what I mean is RIGHT. Have you shown all your employees that you appreciate them by showing them what they've done right in the last 7 days? And of course, the Fogg behavioral model, which is something that Dr. Fogg developed as part of his Stanford behavior lab that he's been running for 20 plus years, is that behavior happens when you combine the right motivation with the right ability and have a prompt, a call to action. And what he has shown has that oftentimes motivation can change. And the key to that is playing with making it easier to do things, that ability curve. And really, you can apply this to your customers, your team. You can apply it to how do I make it easier for my customers to say yes to my new proposition? So, how do we combine all these three? So let me just show you what I've been showing to a few folks that they've said, yeah, that makes sense. Let's just look at Q1 and Q3 of those engagements, redefining the job task to match strength because you've talked to your customers. This is what their needs are, and this is what you need to do. Well, before you had job-based tasks that were based on descriptions. Well, maybe because of your new strategy that you're putting in place, that you're going to have to change some of those job descriptions. And what I'm going to recommend that you do is you focus on making sure that you match the strengths of your employees to the new job descriptions that you're going to have. What about that fourth one, giving weekly feedback? I know for most companies before this whole COVID-19, this was difficult to do that. But what if you started including that as well? Because you've now got employees that you may have new things for them to do or new ways to do it. What if you started giving them that feedback, letting them know that you're watching what they're doing and you're appreciating the things they're doing well? Do you think that might help you adapt in this kind of reboarding atmosphere we're all going to be in? Because here's what I think I have learned, and I hope that it helps you know that when you focus on employee strengths and their growth, that whether it's this wave of change, and trust me, there's going to be more. I've lived long enough to know that if you do that, then when you need to be agile and refocus and retool your strategy, that can be fun. Well, that's it. Hope that helps. If you've got any questions, let me know. And I hope that May turns out far better than you ever imagined. See you soon.